Fox News continues to try to thread this needle where they want to do what they can to make someone other than Trump the Republican nominee in 2024. But Fox doesn't want to go off the deep end, off the diving board, so to speak, in case Trump ends up being the nominee. So some of the things Fox News has done to subtly and softly push voters and public opinion towards Ron DeSantis include they'll do a man on the street segment. And it just so happens that 10 of the 11 people they talk to say, I would rather DeSantis be the nominee than Trump. Now, of course, you can talk to as many people as you need to until you get enough to create the narrative that you want. And the narrative that Fox chose to create was, let's make these man on the street segments overwhelmingly point to Republican voters who prefer DeSantis over Trump. They have been giving more sort of serious positive coverage, or at least neutral coverage, to DeSantis events than they have to Trump events. Okay, the latest thing is that they are straight up running like a Ron DeSantis propaganda special. Here's the promo for it. Take a look.
Fox Nation's hit docu-series is back.
Who is Ron DeSantis?
We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. Florida is where woke goes to die.
He was in the Middle East advising SEAL Team 1. To advise them, you have to be the best of the best.
He's a good man. He's a good husband. He's a good father.
Is this Ron DeSantis' opportunity to run for higher office?
I think it is.
Who is Ron DeSantis? Streaming now only on Fox Nation.
Yeah. So anyway, remember what Angelo Carusone told us about this. Fox News primarily wants to be adjacent to power. And because it's not yet clear that Donald Trump isn't going to be the nominee, Fox News needs to continue at least plausibly setting themselves up to fully jump back on the Trump train if Trump is indeed the nominee and if there are potentially going to be another 4 years of a Trump administration. However, Rupert Murdoch doesn't think much of Trump, and it's very clear from the released text messages that we got last week that many of the Fox News hosts don't really think much of Trump, at least as far as his level of honesty. This includes Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity, Tucker, etc., who knew Trump was lying all along about the big lie and the entire thing. So as Angelo told us when I interviewed him, Angelo Carusone from Media Matters, Fox News wants to do what it can to push voters to Ron DeSantis or to anybody so that Trump is less likely to be the nominee. But they need to have a sort of eject button, right? They need to have an escape pod to get back to Trump and not completely sever that relationship. Because Trump is such a sycophant and he loves, because Trump is such a sycophant lover and he loves suck-ups, even though Trump is now criticizing Fox News as being the Rhino Network and all of this different stuff, if he is the nominee and if Fox goes right back to him and, you know, is eating out of his hand and whatever, Trump will go right back to doing the primetime Fox News interviews and the entire thing because Trump loves the attention as well. It's a sort of symbiosis of narcissism and an obsession with power that is going to keep that relationship going if indeed Trump is the nominee. But for the time being, subtly, but increasingly less subtly, Fox News is doing what it can to hope that and influence the Republican primary towards someone other than Trump. Right now, based on the polling, the best contender, of course, would be Ron DeSantis. And speaking of that polling, we've got a few recent polls. There is a coefficient poll, which has DeSantis up 33 over Larry Hogan and Trump up 27 over Larry Hogan. So like DeSantis performing slightly better than Trump against Hogan. But DeSantis versus Trump, DeSantis is leading by 4. However, in a multi-way race, if you do Trump, DeSantis, Hogan, Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, Mike Pompeo, Tim Scott, that's better for Trump. And that is the trend in every single one of these polls. When the polls include more than just Trump versus DeSantis, Trump tends to lead. When the polls are just Trump versus DeSantis, it's much better for DeSantis in general. So that continues to be a trend that, of course, we are going to follow. Imagine for a second that you try logging into your email account only to find that your password was changed an hour ago. And then you get notifications of activity from your bank and then your credit cards. That is what identity theft is like, and it's a horrible feeling. And we dealt with it at the show not that long ago, but now I have an app called Aura, which gives me much more peace of mind. Our sponsor, Aura, is the all-in-one solution for keeping your online account safe because Aura will scan the dark web for your personal info, passwords, social security number, and you get fast alerts when they find something. You also get fast alerts about credit inquiries. Aura protects all of your devices from malware. Aura even requests the removal of your info from data broker sites, and Aura helps you manage what your kids can do on their devices. You can restrict certain apps, set screen time limits, set focus times when you need them off of devices. Go to aura.com/Pacman to try it free for 7 days. Your login credentials might already be floating around out there, and Aura will tell you instantly for free. The link is down below.